Jersey, Top Rank and ESPN bringing you a title scrap here tonight. You see part of the crowd eagerly awaiting the arrival in the ring of Jeff Lampkin, who is the USBA Cruiserweight champion, making his first title defense tonight against Wali Muhammad. Scheduled for 12 rounds, and the crowd beginning to warm up to the task as we look across the way, and Wali Muhammad is coming in. You'll see when he gets in the ring, he's much taller than Lampkin. He's 6'3". Came in at 187 pounds, and his last outing was an unsuccessful one. He was knocked out while fighting in Tel Aviv, one of 2 fights he had over there. And we're awaiting the champion in the Cruiserweight division of the USBA. That'd be Jeff Lampkin. The winner of this bout tonight, they say, will be in line for a shot for the IBF Cruiserweight crown, and he'll have to go against Lumumba. All right, Jeff Lampkin is the champion. You're looking at Muhammad. He would be champion. Al Bernstein filed this report earlier about the champ.
The Cruiserweight division needs a king, and Jeff Lampkin thinks the crown would fit him just fine. He got ready for the world title try by going after the USBA title against Alfonso Ratliff. He showed a good arsenal of punches in dismantling Ratliff. And in the 5th round, it would be this combination that convinced Tony Orlando to stop the bout, even if Ratliff was skeptical. A repeat of that against Wali Muhammad tonight might get Lampkin a shot at the IBF World Crown.
That's Lampkin, and there he is with the hood. Peels it back so you can take a look at him. Alfonso Ratliff was the guy he knocked out to win it back in November here in Atlantic City. The belt is in the ring as well. USBA championship belt. He'll either take it back out of the ring with him tonight, Lampkin that is, or Wali Muhammad will have it. Keys to victory. Al Bernstein filed this report as well. Al, if you will.
2 of them are the same. For Lampkin and Muhammad to stay poised. There was that scene at the weigh-in today. Lots of times when guys are that worked up, they burn themselves out early. For Lampkin, he's a terrific body puncher, and it would behoove him to do that. And Muhammad, if that looks like a contradiction to stay poised and still get a quick start, it's really not. He's got to make things happen early to convince Lampkin that he's going to be a real threat, and to convince himself that he belongs in there with the man who is ranked so high in the top 10.
Rules in the state of New Jersey are differed now with the USBA. These are the rules for this championship fight. No 3 knockdown, no standing 8 count. You cannot be saved by the bell any round, including the last round. The 3 judges will score it. There is a 10-point must-scoring system, and only the referee can stop this fight. It should be a war. They don't like each other. Let's have the introductions, and let's go to ring announcer Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the approval of the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, this bout will be sanctioned by the United States Boxing Association, supervisor at ringside, Marion Muhammad. All the other officials shall remain the same. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Showboat Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City, New Jersey, let's get ready to rumble. 12 rounds for the USBA Cruiserweight Championship. The referee for this bout is Paul Venti. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the white trunks with red trim and weighs in 187 pounds. He's from Jersey. His professional record, 12-1, 9 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, the challenger, Wali Muhammad. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with white letters. He weighs 188.5 pounds, from Youngstown, Ohio. As a professional, 29 victories, 25 by KO against 13 defeats and 1 draw. Introducing the USBA Cruiserweight champion, Jeff Primetime Lampkin.
Both you men were instructed with the New Jersey rules and the USBA rules. As your official referee, I'm here to enforce those rules. So listen to my commands from time to time. Shake hands, come out, fighting. Good luck to both of you.
You can see that Wali Muhammad is very, very much the taller of the 2 men. Lampkin, a good body puncher. There's a lot of body to throw a punch at in that regard. You're looking at is second over there. That would be Carmen Graziano. Also over there is Gabe LeConte. Eddie Aliano will be there in case of cuts. Victor Valley. And it had Jerry Cooney over in the corner with Lampkin, and I think half of Youngstown is here to cheer Lampkin on. Lampkin in the black trunks, he's the champion, and Wali Muhammad, the taller of the two men, in white, trimmed in red. 12 rounds. Well, this is a big fight. USBA title go. What lies ahead for the winner is really a big shot at the brass ring, isn't it?
Well, the IBF, or the Cruiserweight division in general now with Evander Holyfield, he could have dominated it probably for the next 5 years if he felt like it. Now that he's moved up to the heavyweights, it provides a lot of opportunity for these young men that they wouldn't have otherwise had.
Wali Muhammad off to a bit of a quicker start. Isn't that what you said, your keys to victory?
I thought that was important for him, and so far he is doing just that.
You're seeing this fight live, but I thought we'd see it this morning at about 8:45.
It was just a cuff.
Oh, yes, they were very close to Muhammad going to the body.
Lampkin is the kind of a guy who needs to be ignited. He has had some very lethargic performances in his career in which he just never seemed to get the engine running.
Well, you know, you bring up an interesting point. He was undefeated in 86, Al. He has a win and 3 losses in 87, 2 wins and a loss in 88. It seemed as though he'd get started, then fall back and kind of disappear, and then come on again. There was no real consistent pattern to his boxing career, and yet he has posted 29 victories. Wali Muhammad, the taller of the two men, and for the most part, he's dominated this opening round, which is scheduled for 12.
I remember watching him back in 1983 labor through a 10-round win over Rodney Green, Jeff Lampkin. I remember thinking that was a lot of talent that just doesn't always put it together.
Sitting here at ringside is the middleweight champion, Iran Barkley. He'll be going against Roberto Duran for the middleweight division. I always thought was one of the most exciting in boxing. It continues to be, does it not? That ought to be a great fight. Less than half a minute remaining here in round 1. We're at the Showboat Hotel in Atlantic City. Wali Muhammad in the white, and Lampkin, the USBA champion, in black.
And a wonderful job of boxing being done by Wali Muhammad.
And at the end of round 1, we're going to ask Iran Barkley to slide in here, and we'll find out a little bit about his preparations for the Duran fight, how he feels about it. There's the bell, and that's the end of round 1. Sitting here is the champion, middleweight division, Iran Barkley. So how are you? Your training going well? How do you feel?
I feel fine. I feel great. You know, I'm ready. Things is looking real well. The guys I got working with me is really pushing me.
You saw him knock the title off Hearn's head, did you not, Al?
Yeah, Iran, you had to overcome some good work by Tommy early in that fight to knock him out. You beat a guy that some think of as a legend. You're fighting another guy that some think of as a legend. You just put that out of your mind?
Oh, definitely. As like I said, you know, I beat one guy that's a legend. This guy I really don't like and I don't care too much for. He don't respect me as a champion, and him being a 3-time champion, I had a lot of respect for him, but now I don't. I mean, and it's personal now.
Well, he beat your friend Davey Moore back in the Garden some years ago. Does that have some impact on you?
Oh, it have a lot of impact. You know, they didn't have no respect for that neither. His people and him, and now there's D-Day.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Iran. Thank you, champion. Good luck in that battle with Duran.
Thank you.
Iran Barkley stopping by to spend a couple of moments with us. We're watching Cruiserweights. USBA champion, that's Jeff Lampkin in black and Wali Muhammad in white. This is round 2. It is scheduled for 12 rounds, and we're here at the Showboat Hotel. In the first round, Old Spice punch profile. Muhammad, well, Bernstein said he had to get off early. Well, he 57 punches, landed 28. Boy, that's a nice percentage, 49. See if Lampkin picks up the pace and throws it into another gear here now, Al.
The jabs of the two fighters, you can see that Muhammad much busier with that punch, and as well he should be. He's more of a boxer. Now, doesn't everybody listen to me?
Oh, yes. Yes. Well, I certainly do. You had me on your side and you gave me that Valentine. You didn't have to do it either.
Oh, my. I don't want to have to explain that. There's the knockout ratio. And Muhammad with a better ratio, but I think that they're pretty equal in power.
Quite a discussion between the various corners of these two men as to which had fought the toughest guys coming up through the ranks.
Well,
what a wild exchange that is. Of course, Lampkin, of course, started out as a middleweight and then went to a light heavyweight. Now he's here at the cruiserweight.
I don't think there's any question in my mind. Lampkin overall has fought tougher competition. That doesn't mean that Wali Muhammad has fought bad guys. Frankie Swindell, who he beat, is a very good fighter. It's just that Lampkin's been in with a who's who of the light heavyweight division and to an extent the cruiserweight division. Hasn't beat them all. Lost to Ladi Wali, Sherman Griffin, and Ramsey Hassan in a row in 1987, all by decision.
Wali Muhammad up, dancing, moving, jabbing, slipping away, and Lampkin trying to cut the ring off and trying to get him to stand still. Banging away with the left hand, and Wali Muhammad, the taller of the two men, ties him up a bit and shoves him aside.
If Wali Muhammad had it in him to do this for 10 rounds, he'd win this fight handily. This is exactly the kind of thing that gives Lampkin trouble. The question is, can Wali Muhammad do that over the course of the whole?
Lampkin finds him with a left and a right hand that followed it. Less than half a minute remaining here in round number 2, and Muhammad picking out that jab. It stops Lampkin on the way in and forces him to regroup. May not look like the best punch, but it certainly is effective. And it stops the other guy and makes him regroup. So round 2 coming to a close. Lampkin putting a lot more pressure on Wali Muhammad. We'll see what round 3 brings after we see about this.
Stop!
But I tell you, you're looking at Wali Muhammad, and as we went away just at the close of round 1, watch now, and the bell sounds. All right, now the referee steps between, and there's Lampkin throwing a punch, and quite frankly, almost all hell broke loose.
Oh, man. And
officials poured into the ring. They're going to still try to get at each other. Boy, all right, that was round 1, and then round 2, and a little bit extra. Now here's the bell, and out they come for round 3. Did you think we were just giving you some hype when we told you that these two guys did not like each other? Stand by. The war is well joined, as they say.
And every week there's one statistic given to us by our punch profile people that I like the best. Here's my best of the night so far. 5 of 7 punches by Lampkin were connected after the bell in that last round.
Wali Muhammad is in white. He's the taller of the two men. Lampkin in black.
Well, that was really precipitated, I think, by Lampkin. Oh, big right by Lampkin.
Boy.
They both hit after the bell, but then Lampkin tried to nail him with that right hand when he was walking away.
Kind of like backhanded one at him, and boy, Wali Muhammad was quick to respond. Looks like Lampkin may have a bit of a mouse under his left eye, or beginning to develop one there. These are cruiserweights. They're 188, 187 pounds, and they can put you away. Don't think they can't.
Both men are doing some of what they want to do. Wali Muhammad using the jab, nice movement, landing counter shots. And Lampkin's, when he has a chance, is getting it with some good right hands. I think the one thing Lampkin's is not doing there, as he did it, is working the body. Remember, I put that as one of his keys, and I really think that's important for him. There we go. There's the body work.
Good right hand by Lampkin, but he spun away from Wali Muhammad.
This is going to test the judges. Do you like the big right hand of Lampkin, or do you like the 4 or 5 jabs of Wali Muhammad? Well, this has turned into an outstanding bout, if you exclude the extracurricular activities.
Muhammad going to the head, sticking out the left, bobbing and weaving, trying to stay away from Lampkin, who keeps moving in on him. Muhammad, the taller of the two men. Nice combinations, and he spins Lampkin around in the middle of the ring. Again, Muhammad scores with 2 or 3 short little jabs and nice combinations. I tell you, the crowd certainly got involved, as did most of the boxing officials from the state of New Jersey.
It wasn't safe for Paul Venti, I'll tell you. He had his back to Lampkin while he was holding Muhammad, and Lampkin was just throwing punches, and most of them landed on Paul Venti.
Good right hand, but despite that one by Lampkin, Wali Muhammad bangs away and moves away. There's the bell, and that's the end of round 3. And they looked at each other. Tough round to score, eh, Al Bernstein?
Wally,
Tough round to score indeed.
Let's go back to the original game plan where you back, hip step back, and jab. That's not the jab. W jab. Rip the first one from up the knee. Bop, bop.
That is mouthpiece. You got a cut eye here.
No problem.
No
problem.
Stay still.
He's frustrated, Wally. Wally, let's go back to the game plan now. Half step back and rip. Half step back and rip. He won't hit you. And then when he least expects it, shoot your elbows and hit him with a rip right here and left. With the bent elbows, they'll knock him out.
Lampkin able to get in about 3 or 4 big right hands. That one just a little bit higher, and that might have ended this fight. Lampkin working the body, and there's another right hand. So Lampkin doing more of that in the last round. His best round so far in the bout.
Eddie Aliano was working on that little gouge above the right eye of Wali Muhammad, and Carmen Graziano was in there telling him how he wanted him to fight. It was an interesting corner to visit between rounds. Here we go. This is round number 4. Dare I ask who you gave round 3 to?
I gave it to Lampkin because he did a lot of body work and landed those big right hands, even though Muhammad had landed the jabs and a lot of counter shots.
Here's our Old Spice punch profile. Muhammad throwing 242. This is through 3 rounds. Lampkin 151. Lampkin has the better percentage.
But, of course, the numbers of punches more landed by Muhammad.
Lampkin continues to move forward, trying to close with Wali Muhammad. Lampkin is the USBA Cruiserweight champion. Won the title here in November when he beat Ratliff. They stopped it in the 5th round. Some thought the referee at the time may have stopped it just a bit too early. In fact, Ratliff was asking, why were you doing this? And when the fight was called in the 5th. Did you see the fight, Al?
Yeah, I did, and Ratliff was taking a pounding, but he wasn't really completely out of it at that point. So, you know, you can make it's such a judgment call.
Make a case either way, huh?
Yeah, you really could, but it was a decisive win up to that point for Lampkin. I tell you, Wali Muhammad is, you know, as Carmen Graziano, we heard him say, go back to the game plan. Well, he's executing the game plan well. Peck away with the jab, throw an occasional straight right like that, and just keep Jeff Lampkin at bay and don't get hit with anything big.
Throws that big bomb of a right hand, does Lampkin. Nails Wali Muhammad with it. Minute remaining here in round 4. These guys have actually gone about 4 rounds and 20 seconds. But you saw it all. You saw it all. We didn't rob you of a moment between rounds or what have you. Well, that's great coverage. That's beautiful.
We don't like the cheat.
Oh, no. Well, never have.
Good round for Wali Muhammad. That's where he doesn't want to be. But look how he counter punches. Wow.
Solid shots. Solid.
He may have hurt Lampkin with that right hand. Dare he follow it up, though?
Oh. Half a minute remaining in round 4. Lampkin in black, Wali Muhammad in white, and they fight right above us here.
Tell you what, this has been an outstanding night of boxing. Our previous fights, the Robert Byrd win over Ken Hardy and Ruelas' knockout win over Arias. It's been a lot of action and competitive bouts even with the knockouts.
It appears that in this round, Al, Wali Muhammad's getting off first, and he's got Lampkin always trying to regroup. Now Lampkin's got him in the corner, and Muhammad is fighting well, and there's the bell to end round number 4.
Keep the jab out. Double jab.
Still punching into the belt.
I didn't mean to do that.
Well, he might not have meant to do it, but here's We'll see Venti step in. Well, he was throwing it while Venti was there, and see Wali Muhammad not too happy about that situation.
Victor Valley was the man in the corner of Jeff Lampkin, who was telling him about what he wanted him to do boxing-wise, and the referee came over and said, cautioned him about hitting after the bell. That was the sum and substance of that. Victor Valley, of course, the man who propelled Jerry Cooney right into the heavyweight title picture and one of the great paydays in all of boxing.
Interestingly, the man who was working with Jerry as his manager, Dennis Rappaport, it's Valentine's Day. Let's do a little love note. Linda Golish, his fiance, is going to marry Dennis Rappaport, is out in Las Vegas. Wants to wish him the best tonight. She is the daughter of Stan Golish, who manages Jeff Lampkin. So they're separated by thousands of miles, and she wanted to give him a Valentine.
What a better day. There's none better to do it, is there? No.
Absolutely.
All right, after 4 rounds, how did Al Bernstein have it? 39-37, and he's got Wali Muhammad up by 2. Lampkin continues to apply the pressure. Wali Muhammad, the taller of the 2 men, up dancing and sticking out that left hand, that jab. And another.
You know, Lampkin has a decent jab of his own. It's a very stiff jab. When he can get it in, it's punishing.
Oh, chopping right hand by Wali Muhammad, who slipped a right hand thrown by Lampkin.
Remember toward the end of that last round when Muhammad landed that big right uppercut. He has the power to hurt Jeff Lampkin. This is not just a boxer versus slugger situation.
No, he moved him a little bit sideways with the right hand, and Lampkin comes back and nails him with one. Boy, the pace has been tremendous in this fight, Al. I don't know how they can keep it up for 12.
For cruiserweights, the numbers of punches thrown is extraordinary. You know, sometimes you can have cruiserweights or heavyweights, and they labor through 10 rounds, and it's, you know, you see occasional punch here and there. Not so with these guys tonight. Very nice performance on the part of both men.
They're in that 188, 187-pound range as cruiserweights. This is the 5th round. It's scheduled for 12 in the USBA Cruiserweight title.
Now Lampkin going to the body. Wonderful body punching by Lampkin. That will make a big difference for him. That's what he should be doing.
And Wali Muhammad should not let himself be caught loafing against the ropes.
He wants his fight in the center of the ring. The problem, of course, is he's punching and punching and punching, and Lampkin keeps coming.
Lampkin is indefatigable, isn't he? He's just relentless, huh?
Now this again a round in which, do you like the body work of Lampkin, which has been good, or the constant jabbing and counterpunching and tattooing by Wali Muhammad?
I think he's landed some pretty good punches of his own, Muhammad, that had some authority behind him. At any rate, it's been another good round and a series of good rounds. The bell brings him out for round 6. Wali Muhammad in white, Jeff Lampkin in black. Lampkin is the USBA Cruiserweight champ. Old Spice punch profiles got it listed like this. That's through 5 rounds. Lampkin has thrown 130 more punches. He's landed 32 more.
Muhammad.
Muhammad, yeah, Wali Muhammad. Yeah. And he's the percentage just 4 points in favor of Lampkin.
Well, Wali Muhammad has just been a lot busier, and that jab is the primary reason. And you see it landing. I mean, it's not always landing, but it's there a lot. And as you said, there's some authority behind some of those other punches he's landing. I think Jeff Lampkin is starting to get the idea, though. He is going the body when he has Wali Muhammad cornered. If he can do that and slow him down in the remaining rounds of this bout, he'll have a good shot here.
Good right hand by Lampkin.
It's 12 rounders, so Wali Muhammad's got to do this for 6+ rounds.
Well, the pace has been tremendous. From the opening bell, these two men have been after each other. You can tell by the number of punches thrown. Almost 800 punches thrown, way about 750 coming into this round. Muhammad by 3.
The last round, a very close round, but I really felt you had to give it to Wali Muhammad. He's just landing more punches.
Lampkin in black, Wali Muhammad in white, trimmed in red. Neither man's been down. Each man has one little souvenir of the action so far. Now, that's a nice series of punches by Muhammad that keeps Lampkin off him. Wali Muhammad's got a little slight abrasion, a nick up in the corner of the right eye, and Lampkin has the beginning of a pretty good welter mouse under his left eye.
You know, we talk about body punching by Lampkin as he nails Muhammad. What about all those jabs that Lampkin takes coming in?
Yep.
I mean, that's frustrating, and it's punishment. I mean, he's been walking into that cannon and getting hit with lots of punches by Muhammad.
Yeah.
Well, I think it really equates to this. If Wali Muhammad can keep that movement through these 12 rounds, he has a superb chance of winning this fight.
Easier said than done. This pace has been really enervating. If they can keep this up, and we're just in round 6, just barely at the midway point.
And more Muhammad is laying on the ropes a little bit, although he's not paying the price too much for it because Lampkin isn't throwing that many shots.
Round 6 is coming to a close.
Nice boxing exhibition by Wali Muhammad. He's doing what they want him to do.
Indeed.
Well.
All right, there's the end of the round, and let's go back with the champion, Lampkin, to his corner. Victor Valley is the first man into the ring. Go listen in.
You got to move in with that left hook to the body. Stay low and work those left hooks to the body. Understand? You got to get a little faster. When you run on that, cut the ring. Shoot the right hand and body, hook in the chin. Now let's get going. You got to throw. You're not coming back with those hooks. You're throwing one punch and then you don't come back with the hook. That hook must come. Now let go. Don't wait too long when you're near him. You got to go with your 2 hands.
Good advice from Victor Valley. Can't beat that for advice. Cut off the ring with that right hand to the body and then dig the left hook downstairs and finish off your punches. That's exactly what Jeff Lampkin needs to do.
Across the way, Carmen Graziano was gesturing emphatically to Wali Muhammad, throw that uppercut. And here we go with round number 7. Lampkin in black, shorter of the 2 men. He's got the USBA Cruiserweight title.
And, you know, we talked about the number of punches in this bout. Well, Wali Muhammad's averaging about 90 punches per round. Lampkin about 68. The average for cruiserweights is about 45 to 50 per round. So you can see these guys are really giving a tremendous effort here.
We're at the Showboat Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City, and you're watching Wali Muhammad in the white, Jeff Lampkin in black. They're battling for Lampkin's USBA Cruiserweight Championship, and it's been a real slugfest so far. We're in the 7th round. It's scheduled for 12.
You and I live out west, but we got to travel halfway, all the way across the country to get together for lunch. Why is that?
Well, when my machine called your machine, the message got so confused that...
Hey, but we got to see some great fights tonight, didn't we?
Oh, yes. This one here's a dandy. Neither man has been down.
Lampkin is not cutting off the ring like Victor Valley wants, and when he gets Muhammad close to those ropes, he's not pushing him into them.
No. Not taking advantage of the few opportunities he has when Wali Muhammad slows down for even the briefest of moments.
And there's a good example. That's Muhammad doing better work in there and slipping away.
Yeah. And landing punches while he's doing it.
Lampkin, if he's going to win this fight, cannot allow that to continue to happen. And remember, he is ranked right up there in the cruiserweight rankings. He feels the title shot is his if he can win. Could very well be Wali Muhammad's if he wins.
Oh, yes. Yeah, in fact, Lampkin is ranked 4th in the IBF's scheme of things. Lumumba would appear to be the man he would fight next if he wins. The title's vacant. Now, Lampkin had, I thought, a pretty good opportunity there. Allen didn't do much with it.
He's just not making the most of those opportunities, and what Victor Valley's asking him to do, throw the left hooks to the body, he's not doing. He's letting Wali Muhammad dictate how this fight is fought. Occasionally, Lampkin lands a right like that one, but they are few and far between.
And Wali Muhammad seems sharp with his punches, lefts and rights. He keeps Lampkin off base, off stride, ties him up when he has to, keeps moving. He certainly is dictating the terms that this fight's being fought on.
And I think the big X factor is the uppercut of Muhammad. He might get someone in there that would hurt Lampkin.
All right, round 7 coming to a close. We'll be back right after this. We're back in the corner with Wali Muhammad. Here's what Al Bernstein said when this battle got underway. Lampkin had to stay poised and work the body. Muhammad, stay poised, get off to a quick start. Well, he certainly has done that. And I think, Al, that while Lampkin has been unable to cut off the ring and has not gone to the body to slow this big man down, that Wali Muhammad has really dictated the terms on this fight.
Well, he has, and that quick start can be underestimated because it showed Lampkin that this was not going to be an easy guy to fight. And the poise factor, while they both lost their poise a little bit after that one round, I think Muhammad has stuck to his game plan better. And certainly the lack of body work by Lampkin has been a big detriment to him.
So this struggle continues apace as we have Wali Muhammad jabbing, knocking Lampkin off stride, keeping him getting off first, so to speak, moving, constantly on the go, spending very little time on the ropes, giving Lampkin there a chance to unload a little bit on him, now dancing out of harm's way, and that's been the way this fight has gone the last 3 or 4 rounds.
Now, the only thing that Carmen Graziano was urging him to do in that corner in between rounds, he said to Wali Muhammad, you've got to hurt the guy, you've got to punch with some power. You're winning, I think, but it might be close, and you've got to push this guy back and hurt him. I think they're concerned that even though on our scorecards we're scoring a lot of these rounds for Muhammad, that the aggressiveness, the fact that Lampkin's coming forward may sway the judges.
Well, it is difficult as you watch Wali Muhammad to fight backing up. If he does take that one brief second there to stop and set down on a few of these punches, I think he more than holds his own with Lampkin. But he has been in a backward move and for most of the last 3 or 4 rounds, and I think has acquitted himself pretty good. There's a pretty good right hand by Lampkin.
Yeah, I agree. And the point is he does stand and throw 3, 4, 5 good shots. I think they just want him to set down those a little bit more.
Well, Lampkin closing with him now.
Landing those counter punches.
That's right.
The point is he's just landing a lot more punches. I mean, Lampkin lands the occasional real good. Look, there's 4 punches landing by Muhammad.
Unanswered. Lampkin still trying to find him.
Wali Muhammad just more accurate. Now he's toying a little bit with Lampkin.
I don't know. I'm beginning to think that both men are feeling the pace of this battle. It has been tremendous from the opening bell.
They have to be. There's a cut, by the way, over the right eye of Wali Muhammad. Doesn't look too bad.
He had that little nick earlier. It may have widened a bit. Got Eddie Aliano over there to handle the cuts for him, though, and he's as good a cut man as there is.
Excellent. I'll tell you, Wali Muhammad, make a note in this round. Wali Muhammad, I think, has landed some very big shots to Lampkin. He has taken something out of Jeff Lampkin. I really believe that. He definitely has. He has made Lampkin more tired and has, I think, shown him that he can hurt Lampkin. We'll see if that's true.
Those right hands thrown by Lampkin really are bouncing off the left shoulder for the most part, and Wali Muhammad is giving as good as he's getting, and maybe a bit more. There's the end of round 8. This is scheduled for 12. Let's go back. You're in the corner now with Wali Muhammad. Let's listen in and let's check on that eye.
I want you to count. I want you to count. 1, 2. Touch him with the guy and turn that right hand on another wrong punch and return the body. And leave with left touch. Try to do a forward hook shot. Leave with left touch. His hands are all the way down. Wing the hook. All the way left touch.
Keep your water. Go on back. Let me drink some first. Come on, man. What's up?
Wally, you just got second win. Wally, I want you to hurt him. I want you to stay a little closer, Wally. Watch what he's doing. Bend your elbows. You know you bend your elbows and touch Wally when he's good. Don't try to set your elbows. Bend your and wing your shoulders, Wally. Wing your shoulders. Second side. Lead with hooks, Wally. Forward hooks, I lead with hooks all round. You need these round back. Come on, let's get it back.
All right, here they they come for round number 9. Pretty good example of, I think, outstanding corner work. Eddie Aliano says nothing, just goes to work on that cut. In the meantime, Graciano is giving all the instructions. Across the way, Victor Valley, the only man in there with Lampkin. He's completely in charge. The corners have done some fine work tonight.
Yes. It's up to the fighters to carry
Here's what
it
Old
out.
Spice says, excuse me, Al, about the punch profile just in the 8th round.
Very close round. Interesting. I had it for Muhammad. Frankly, I would dispute that. I think that that Muhammad landed a lot more punches than Lampkin did in that last round. I thought he landed a lot cleaner punches
And more of them.
by far the winner.
There's a pretty good right hand by Lampkin. This is round 9 now. Remember, they're scheduled for 12.
Now remember, I said earlier, Muhammad needed to be able to do this for 12 rounds because Jeff Lampkin, he's got power. He can hurt you.
After 8 rounds, it is 79-73. Wali Muhammad by 6.
I would forewarn people it could be a lot closer on the judges' scorecards, but I wouldn't back off of that scoring. I feel confident to stand behind it, but I'm just saying there's some closer rounds there.
The style employed here by Wali Muhammad. Good solid right hand by Lampkin. Judges have a tendency to view that with a little disdain, Al.
Sometimes, if you're not stopping and punching, but he's punching. Now here is where Lampkin wants to go to work. Wali Muhammad tired, standing in the corner. The body is where Lampkin wants to go, and he is now. Right now, Wali Muhammad really trying to take a breather. And he will probably give this round away in the process.
So far, it would appear that he has. Lampkin's had the bigger punches land. And Muhammad has stood still longer. There's some nice solid shots by Lampkin, working to the body again.
See, and that's what's the main difference here. Lampkin is not throwing one punch, he's throwing combinations and then going downstairs. Right here, Lampkin should be digging, and there he is with the left hook.
Overhand right scores by Lampkin. It's his best round, Al.
Oh, yes. And he's really doing what he needed to do. Great body work by Lampkin.
And a nice stiff jab thrown out there by Wali Muhammad. He lands a left and a right and slips a couple punches.
A backhanded effort by Lampkin. Muhammad says, don't shake my hand.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit you.
Protect yourself at all times.
He remembers after the bell in that round where he was nailed with a shot that he didn't feel was warranted.
So we're coming to the close of round number 9. Lampkin is all over. Wali Muhammad, there's the bell, and that brings us to the... Work to the body, he was screaming at Lampkin. And you know, when that round closed, the bell sounded was so weak the fighters couldn't hear it, and the referee stepped between and put his arms around Wali Muhammad, and Victor Valley said, "You stopping the fight?" He wanted to get a, referee looked at him and said, "No, not really.
Not likely."
No. Here we go for round number 10. It's scheduled for 12. I don't think these two guys have been in 3 clinches all night, have they?
Oh, it's been nonstop. I'd like to know. I don't know Richard Mason, the guy that knocked out Wali Muhammad in Tel Aviv his last time up, but I want to see that guy. He's got to be pretty good.
Indeed.
Wali Muhammad is fighting terrific here tonight. If this is indicative, as it has been to a certain extent, of his other efforts, then Richard Mason fought a great fight.
Wali Muhammad is the taller of the 2 men. Lampkin is in the black.
I gave the last round to Lampkin, narrowing the margin a bit. Now, of course, in my mind, and the way I have it on my scorecard with 3 rounds left, it would take a knockdown or something dramatic
To make it a 2-point round for
Lampkin to win a decision here. The crowd is on Wali Muhammad. That's pretty rugged. This guy's fought 9 brutal rounds, and now he says, I'm gonna take a round to move around a little bit. You know what's interesting to me? It all depends on who you are. If that was Sugar Ray Leonard or Muhammad Ali or somebody else doing that, they'd be cheering him.
That's right.
But it's not one of those people, so they don't cheer him.
Oh, yes. When the great heavyweight did that, why the chant would come out of the balcony, Ali, Ali.
Yeah, that was like he was doing something.
That's right.
It was interesting. He would win rounds by doing that and never throwing a punch. This guy's got at least part of his name. You should respect that.
Indeed.
Halfway
And he certainly is in great condition, because here he is in round 10 and he's on his toes and dancing and moving.
Now what he needs to do is stop and throw a few more punches.
And then get back on his horse again. I don't know as how that is coasting through a round, because the energy expended here is really a considerable amount.
It is.
Suddenly the crowd has become for Lampkin, it would appear.
Well, Wali Muhammad could change that by stopping and nailing Lampkin with some punches. Now, for Jeff Lampkin right now, his mission, though, is to cut this ring off. He may win this round, but again, you have to ask yourself is, if my scoring is somewhere in the ballpark, which it may or may not be, could he win this decision, Lampkin, by just winning all the rounds by 1 point?
Well, I don't know how he's won this round. I think that Wali Muhammad has hit has hit thrown as many punches as he's taken. Interesting round, this, number 10. 2 more remain. We'll be back to see how it goes after we see about this.
And you see the right hand by Jeff Lampkin that landed in that last round. One of about 4 or 5 that he may have landed in that round. And boy, that's about all he landed.
Round 11. Lampkin again getting the instructions to slow this baby down, hit him in the body, cut off the ring. And Wali Muhammad, the taller of the 2 men in white, trimmed in red, continues to move, jabbing, bouncing.
On round 10, yeah, you see. It's interesting that really Muhammad landing more punches, but some of those really, I mean, normally I would say anything that lands, it's okay. Those are really pity-pat.
Little backhanded punch thrown by Lampkin, who acts like a kid with his hand in the cookie jar. I did wrong. I know it. I'm sorry about it. And I tell you, Wali Muhammad wants none of that. No. You're sorry and you want to shake hands, forget it.
Now, every time he puts his hands out, Lampkin gets a punch thrown at him.
Yep. Now, that may create some animosity with the crowd, who I think have suddenly swung over to Lampkin.
I've got it tightening up a bit, but of course we've only got 2 rounds left, so in my mind, if Jeff Lampkin's going to win this bout, he's going to have to get a knockdown, a couple of knockdowns, something to be dramatic, a knockout really, in effect. Now, there's the body work right there. That's what Lampkin needs to do. And then that opened up that right hand to the head. 5 or 6 of those and he'll win a round, but again, is that enough?
Neither man has been down.
He's right hand happy, Jeff Lampkin.
He truly is.
And if there had been more of those left hooks to set that up, he'd have been in better shape in this bout. But I'll tell you, give Wali Muhammad credit. He has boxed as he wanted to, taken some big shots from Lampkin and hung in there.
Lampkin has a slight abrasion under his left eye, and Wali Muhammad has had a nick in the corner of his right eye. Aside from that, neither man marked, neither man down. It's a testimony to their good conditioning that they're able to put on a fight like this. We're in round number 11. It's been nonstop since the opening bell, and a little bit of extracurricular stuff between rounds 2 and 3. And again, kind of a backhanded effort there by Lampkin.
One of the most entertaining cruiserweight bouts you're likely to see.
Indeed. Oh, nice left hand by Wali Muhammad, an uppercut. Ties his man up, and one of the few times the referees had to step between them.
Muhammad has tightened up this 11th round a little bit, although Lampkin had a big edge.
Well, I think round 12 may just be toe-to-toe. And it could very well be the round that will decide it all. My scorecard is the same as Bernstein's. Not that anybody was calling to ask, but here we go. Round 11 going into the books, and we'll be back to see about the big one right after this.
Uppercuts him. Stay away. Don't run. Don't run. You took his best shots. He's tired of them. You see what he's doing. Let's go, Wally.
The uppercuts from Wali Muhammad, but that's what he gets from Jeff Lampkin in these recent rounds, these last few rounds.
I hate to say I told you so, but Carmen Graziano in Wali Muhammad's corner said, don't run, don't run. You've taken his best shots and he's tired. Go to him. It may be toe-to-toe.
Well, their feeling is, remember I said this is a career fight for Wali Muhammad. So if it's a career fight, you have to say to yourself, maybe just to ensure a win, you've got to go out there and do something dramatic. But you
got nailed with the right hand. Muhammad is hurt. Nailed with the right hand. He's backed into the ropes, and Lampkin's all over him.
They may rue the day they came up with that strategy, though. Can he survive?
He's going to have to get out of that corner if he is.
Oh, man.
Oh, the referee stepped in to stop it. Oh, my. I can't believe that. Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, what a sudden move by the referee. Larry Hazard steps in and says that was a good call.
It may have been a good call, but
wow.
It was really, well, he was starting to get nailed against those ropes. And I guess the referee's in a position to see it.
Boy, what a dramatic ending to this one. I'd sure like to see the scorecards. Watch this right hand, boom. And that buckled his knees and sent him backwards. I'd like to see the scorecards coming into this round. Would you not like to see them now?
Well, hopefully we'll get a chance to. Now, Paul Venti, you know, truthfully, he's watching a guy getting nailed with some big shots. And the idea is to prevent people from getting hurt. But he does still have his hands up. See if he drops them. He's got his hands up. That's the only question I would have. He's protecting himself and blocking those punches. Now, I'm just wondering if, you know, you don't like to second guess an official, but here's a guy that's probably ahead on all the scorecards. And
wow.
Tough verdict.
It really was. What a dramatic ending to this very good title bout. Let's go to Michael Buffer, get the exact time when it was stopped.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Paul Venti stops the bout at 41 seconds of the 12th and final round. The winner by TKO and still champion, Jeff Primetime Lampkin.
Well, we'll be back to see how the champion felt about his successful defense. We'll find out about a lot of things. We'll pause first for this important announcement. 1,700 punches in this bout tonight. Let's go to Al.
Wali Muhammad, the obvious question, first of all, did you think it should be stopped?
No, I didn't think so. I was hurt, you know, but I've been hurt lots more harder than times than that. But Jeff is a good champion. I take my hat off to him. But I knew I was ahead on the card. But, you know, I got...
Well, you were ahead on all three cards.
Without a doubt.
You decided to come out, you and Carmen decided to have you come out and slug. Would you do it differently?
Yeah, I would have moved, but they told me we needed the round. So, you know, I don't blame nobody, but good fight, you know. It was a layoff, and I came back strong. You know, I fought a champion, you know. Nothing to be ashamed of, you know. But we'd be back. We bounce right back, you know. I proved to a champion that I'm the champion. You know what I mean? It's my first time going past 10 rounds. But like I say, no excuses, you know. I thanks Carmen, Joe, Mary, Bashir Ali, and all the guys, you know, Aliano, all the guys, the commission, you know.
Would you fight him again?
Easily, no doubt, without a doubt. I don't think he want to fight me, if anything, you know.
Good effort, Wali.
I thank you for ESPN for putting me on tonight, putting on a great show. There's beautiful people in Atlantic City. I've been here training for 7 weeks. But like I say, I'll be right back. I'll bounce right back, you know, because the Cruiserweight, they can't move like that, you know.
All right, good effort, Wali. Good effort by Wali Muhammad, and the man who ended up being the victor in this bout, Jeff Lampkin. We're going to get him over here in a second. Jeff, where are you? Jeff, someplace. We'll have him in a second. Jeff, here comes Jeff. Jeff, good win for you, but you did it the hard way. You were behind on all three judges' scorecard. You probably anticipated that.
Well, first I'd like to say thank to the Lord up above, and hi to my mother and father who supported me since I've been fighting all my life. And I want to say hi to all my fans back at home in Youngstown and all the fans that came to support me. And I want to like to say hi to a friend by the name of Henry from Warren, Ohio, and his two sons, and Pop Wheeler.
Did you feel it was all slipping away there? I mean, you must have felt you needed a knockout to win this bout.
Well, I knew when I kept coming back to the corner, Victor kept saying, you got the pressure because he's going to steal the fight because he's from here. He's dancing. You got to stay on him. You got to stay on him.
Let's watch where you knocked him out. You got the right hand in, and you'll see the right hand.
Right. Well, I wasn't punching with the two hands. He told me to punch with two hands, and that's what I did. And he said after I heard him follow up, he said I wasn't breathing hard. you're in good shape. Just go out and throw your punches, and that's what I did. Because I knew I was in good shape because I trained too hard for this.
Did you think it was right that the fight was stopped at that point?
Well, hey, this is boxing, and they stopped it. Hey, I win the best way I can and keep on going.
Yeah. Your body punching, you finally got to the body punching, which Victor was talking to you about. Would you have gone to that earlier if you had this fight to do over again?
Well, if I had to do it early again, I would have came out the first round straight on him. I let him dance around and let him get his confidence up, and that's what happened. So
tough man, though, huh?
Well, he was tough, but I knew during the later rounds he was going to tire because he was dancing, you know.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations, Jeff. We got to run the break.
I'd like to say all to my Youngstown fans.
All right, he says hi, and we'll be back to close out Top Rank.